Hi guys, Puddin here with a game for you in my Tier 10 British cruiser, the Minotaur. Now, my captain skills are going to be priority target, preventative maintenance, adrenaline rush, basic fire training, advanced fire training, and manual AA, and concealment. My modules will be protect my main battery, Damcom 1, AA mods 2 and 3, faster rudder, and concealment. Now, considering my Montana can no longer be my troll AA vessel, I figured, you know what, let's try out the Minotaur, because the Minotaur was really strong the old way, and with everything going on, it seems the Minotaur is coming out the king of swatting out planes. Now, as you can see, there's one destroyer, and finally we are top tier. Haha, we're tier 10, we'll always be top tier. But with there being one destroyer, I'm kind of thinking, you know what, I may have to play that destroyer role because I brought smoke instead of radar. If I was divisioned up with somebody, I might, depending on what they are saying, switch out to radar instead of smoke. If they were a destroyer, I would pretty much be like, I want your smoke. And hopefully my teammate will be like, well, I need your radar. You know what, that would really be the only thing. I'm trying to use the island as cover. As you can see, I am switching my sides as far as where my AA focus is. I'm going to say it now. I kind of wish you could do it off of the compass instead of hitting that little squiggly thing next to one or whatever it's called. But, you know what, it is what it is, so like, if you kind of see me driving straight for a while, not doing anything, well, I guess you can figure out what I'm doing. Now, I'm detected, so I might as well start shooting, but I'm still trying to use the island to use the island as concealment. I would like to play Radar Minotaur a little bit more often, which means you're really going to have to start learning islands and islands positioning, but I'm kind of bringing smoke for the extra... You know what, the extra oh crap, or because there's a plane spotting me, I can just easily smoke up. But because it is a tier 8 carrier, I'm not too worried about it, because I did set up this ship for AA and I'm tier 10s. And some of the issue that I've brought up in some of my CV videos, which I'll have one for you again next Tuesday, failed to get it out Thursday, is AA doesn't tier well. Of course, tier 10 is, you know, gonna just wreck tier 8. But the lower tiers and all that stuff, if they're going up against tier 10, it's just AA doesn't tier well. Enough bitching about AA. Now, I'm slowly reversing. I'm seeing the Iowa, and I'm thinking, okay, if I can keep the island I'm at now between me and then potentially where the Iowa's going, there may be a brief second where he'll spot me, but I should be okay as long as he's not looking at in my direction with his guns loaded. That first salvo I aimed at his nose, I thought he was going to turn in and go straight a little bit, and these would hit the bottom. But I mean, you can see, you know, he doesn't detect me just because of the, I want to say I used the gap correctly. And this is some of the things I personally am trying to learn to do better. Luckily, the Iowa's guns weren't looking at me. Now I start backing up again because, you know what, let's rinse and repeat with the North Carolina. Now his guns are looking in this direction, and I backed up too far like an idiot. Now luckily this guy shoots at someone else, but his guns are in my direction. Don't think that they're not. I hit W a little bit too aggressively just to make sure I get behind the island. It's better to be safe than sorry. I don't play my Minotaur a lot, so knowing speeds and all that stuff, I kind of rather be safe than sorry. Now, I knew I was going to run aground. It was the plan because I knew I wouldn't coast out in the open against the enemy Minotaur, who is an extremely good player. Now, I had my Hydro because the sneaky likes to say better safe than sorry when it comes to that. I know the DD's in this area. He already sent torps against me. I believe it was him. And I don't want to go around this corner blindsided by torpenuses. Now, luckily, my Hydro picks up the gearing. I have my AA on the correct side. I'm aiming a little bit too far forward for the gearing. I just need to be right on him. And what I'm about to do is actually hit my C button, because you can see I'm looking through trees. I hit my C button to focus through my rear turrets to give me a cleaner sight line, and because my rear turrets are the ones that are going to be doing the work, not the front ones, because they're probably hitting islands, hitting the island. As you can see, a bunch of them were, and it's the rear turrets that got through. Now, this is the point where I'm thinking, okay, their DD's dead, our DD's dead. I have smoke. I don't know where the Neptune is. Let me go south a little bit before I cut back in to A. Just, just to give me some distance, in case all of a sudden it starts getting capped. Luckily for me, the Neptune opens up, and it's kind of at this point where I'm like, do I shoot the Neptune? Do I shoot the North Carolina, reset B? I'm like, you know what? I know I'm going to step on cap. I know they're going to know I'm on cap. They're going to have a decent idea of where I am because of where I came from. But if I shoot, they're going to kind of know exactly, okay, he's looking this way. Here's escape route. If I stay silent, there's a lot more options for, okay, I could have turned and been facing the other way instead of, turning to the right. I have a lot more options between left and right than if I just, if I open up. They're going to kind of know where I'm coming from. Now, I only drop one set because I want to keep the second set as a just in case. Now, I'm popping my smoke because I don't know how long the DD smoke is in front of me. And I'm going to make a huge mistake, and I'm hoping it doesn't bite me in the butt. But I see the Neptune just sitting there. I'm like, oh, you know what? This guy needs to be punished. This guy just outright needs to die. Try to help those guys on that flank. But the Iowa is quickly approaching me. I don't have my Hydro to know what's going on. And it's pretty much at this point when I should have just said, I'm out of here. Now, of course, I get spotted. And luckily, I did hit my W key as the Iowa says, die, Minotaur. And luckily, something overpenned me instead of hitting my Citadel, which is probably why I'm still alive. But now I'm thinking, crap, I really wish I was a DD. I want a speed boost. I need to get out of here. Get me out of this situation. There's a big, bad, mean battleship. Now, luckily, all of my torpedoes are pretty much all over the place. So, if this guy sees one set, he still has to be thinking in the back of his mind, where's his next set? Now, I dropped these way on inside because if I was at Iowa, I'd be like, well, I'm going to chase this guy down. I'm going to use the islands to hopefully play Ring Around the Rosie and survive. We are not in good shape at all. We're kind of even on the ship kills, but the only cap we have is being contested. Luckily, some torpedoes come in. And I should have dropped these more to the right than to the left. Because I knew the Iowa was going to turn away because, he knew I had torpedoes. But luckily for me, this guy is going to have to keep turning because he has to be afraid of torpedoes. Which means I'm going to be able to get some free shots in on this guy. I don't understand why my AP is not setting fires. Ha ha ha. But, I mean, I know his dam comes down. I could have told somebody, but it's a Stalingrad and it's a Montana. I highly doubt either one of those guys is going to switch to HE for that, so there's really no point. Now, what I'm trying to do is get in a position to continue to hammer this Iowa and go cap the B cap, because at this point we're going to need the caps as the Montana finishes off the Iowa. We're going to need caps to keep us in this game, to keep to allow us to keep killing things. I mean, this game is a twofold system when it's domination. It's a double-edged sword, whatever analogy you want to use, but the caps are there to force you to fight over something. This kind of is a... You need to kill ships. It's team deathmatch with an alternative. We're down points. They have more caps, which means we have to take a lot more risk than the enemy do. Now, luckily for us, nobody's in any position to defend, well, pretty much anything, which is going to give me free run of the caps. The carrier really is not going to be able to do much to me except for maybe reset me, but worst case scenario for me is I waste a smoke just to get a cap, but I will do it if I have to. Now, I will try to angle my ship to wherever I got the strong side AA, just to help deal with planes. And you know, the enemy carrier was smart enough to be like, no, if I go after this guy, all my planes are screwed. Now I'm kind of turning because I'm worried about the shots in from North Carolina. I was thinking maybe I'll cut south, but then I'm like, no, I need to pretty much head to C next to deal with that. I see that the enemy dropped his fighter. I'm like, you know what? Let me go get some more cheap, easy plane kills. Is pretty much what I was thinking. This game, just so everybody knows, was played prior to the third hotfix. I believe this was the second hotfix that Wargaming put out. But as you can see, you know what? I'm doing damage to his fighters. I'm going to be able to cap this in time. Even if somebody shot at me, there's nothing they're going to be able to do. And you know what? I'm sure some people are like, "Oh, you could have won after that North Carolina. You could have done this." But the situation is, I needed to play more like a capping DD. I'm the only one with smoke. As you can see, there's really nobody left on the seaside. We do have our battleship, the Iowa. The rune's way south. I'm sure he was trying to kite those guys, loosely running for his life. But, you know, he's not in a position to do much. I mean, we're down 400 plus points. So what I was thinking while I was on B is, if I come and get C, that stops their point game. That allows us to start slowly closing the gap and hopefully get those ship kills to close it even more. Now I have my strong side on this side because I know the carrier's planes are going to definitely be coming from the north. So that's how I wanted to position my AA to do the maximum damage, and I'm going to purposely run aground here while slowing down, keeping my ship to the north, because even if he comes in with torp planes, my AA is going to be able to shred most of that, and while I'm reversing, trying to angle up against that, I should be okay. The other thing I'm trying to do is back up into the gap and start getting shots in on those guys, the Worcester and the Yami. And this is what I mean. You saw me just easily deal with his dive bombers. He was able to get these planes over here relatively quick, which means he's got to be close to the area to try to support these guys. I'm not 100% sure if you wipe out a squad, there's a delay to his getting stuff, but I'm thinking that's what it is. I'm dropping AP on Yami. But the other thing I'm thinking is, okay, the guy sent dive bombers that weren't a full squad over here. He's got to be waiting for planes, possibly. He's maybe further out than I thought. You know, it's planes just really aren't ready. Now, I should have been aiming at the nose of the Worcester, not the back end, knowing that it was going to go forward. I decided to use a smoke screen here. And this is what I mean, because there's planes in the area, I can use my smoke screen and continue to get shots down and on the Worcester as I do the last bit of damage to him. I'm kind of hoping I get the Yami. I know it was going to be double strike. It was not going to be one. But this situation right here with the Yami, I'm starting to think maybe I should go with range mod due to the concealment changes that were put in. You know, just because a lot more ships play in the backfield. But this is what I mean about, because I took the mindset of playing like a destroyer instead of trying to go out and get damage. We were able to pull the points back. We got some cap kills. We got caps which stopped them. We got some kills. You know, of course they got some, but you know what? All they got is A. Now they have to go to B. We're at C. We're all going to adjust to go to B. So, you know, hopefully we're going to get the points lead. And then if they get on it, it doesn't matter because it's 1v1. Now it turns into who can trade butter. Now at this point I was thinking, do I go back and defend the carrier? Do I stick with the battleship and help him, you know, with my AA? And you can kind of see some of the hesitation on where I'm going. And I'm like, you know what, it's near impossible to kill a carrier. It's pretty much going to be whether or not that battleship just wrecks them, then whether the rocket strikes come in. So I'm thinking at this time, let me go follow the carrier. And then I turn around and I see, Jesus, both those guys are like, they're both low health. Jesus, the carrier can easily take care of what's going on. Now, what I'm going to type in the chat is the Lexington gets a kill on the Minotaur. You know, he probably lost a lot of planes to get that kill, but hey, good for him. I'm going to tell him, just run to the 10 line, then run north. Like, turn his ship wherever he's at, so he's not broadside to the battleship. I was thinking, maybe I should go for the battleship. I'm like, nah, screw it. Maybe I'll have time to go find the carrier. But then I see the clock is kind of running down, but I'm still going to go for it just in case the guy's relatively close. I'm going to shoot my guns a couple times to see if I'm detected. I'm also doing it to maybe get the attention of his plane, so he sends planes after me and not our CV and flips scores really quickly. But instead of you guys watching that, we're just going to go check out the post-battle results. Now, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. And remember, sometimes you're going to have to play your ship a little bit differently than normal. Playing like a DD is not abnormal for Minotaurs. But like, say it was a Kaba, you know, you've got to take up the role as I've got to be the one to get the cap, like I did with the Minotaur. Really wish I was a destroyer when Iowa was coming at me, but you know, that's the thing. Sometimes you're going to have to do stuff like that. You're going to have to take a risk. And playing your ship just a little bit differently to try to help your team get a victory. Luckily, I was able to walk away from my engagement, and hopefully you will be too. Don't forget to check out our favorite streamers. The links to all of them are in the description below. I know Ani's been playing a lot of Apex lately, but still give him some support. We appreciate all the support you guys give us. We love the replays you send in. The email for that is in the description down below. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment, and this is for you, Griefer. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and have yourselves one heck of a great panic spotter playing day.